Hi, I'm Jilly Bean Fitzhenry, and I'm here at the FM Brush Factory in New York, and I'm really excited to show you some new brushes that they've put out. Let's take a closer look. These are called Duets, and what they are is a double-ended brush so that you get a different brush head on each end of the brush. The one that I'm holding is called a Fox Trot, and this has a wave on one side and an angle on the other. The other one down in front of me, this is a Tango, and that has a filbert on one side and it has a round on the other side. So instead of having to keep picking up and putting down your brushes or holding one in your mouth, you can just flip the brush around and keep going with your painting. I'm going to show you how to paint on a little flip-flop. I'm just using acrylic paint. Now I'm going to start by rinsing the brush in water, and I'm going to pick up some black acrylic paint with the wave brush. And I get way up on the tips, and I'm going to make some zebra stripes, and I just barely tickle with those tips to fill in the stripes. And I can connect them. It makes it really fast to do with this wave brush. So you just want to make stripes that are thin and thick, and you just go ahead. I'm going to fill in this whole center section with zebra stripes, making every stripe just a little bit different. Let's move the little flip-flop handle here a bit and add some extras in here. And I'm going to add some flowers and things too. Now I can either decide to fill in between with some white stripes, or I can just leave the pink of the sandal be my other stripe, which is what I think I'm going to do because I like pink zebras, don't you? Okay, so let's rinse that out. Now I can just flip right over to my other brush, and I can add some other colors. I'm going to add a stripe to kind of border this area. Just fill that in with the acrylic. I'm using the angle brush. And I'll put a border on both sides, just kind of lift that flop up a little bit. Turn it around. Let's sneak in the other side here. It's just really fun, just adding lots of colors. You can do all kinds of fun little designs on these. I can use the chisel edge of the brush to get a little bit thinner line if I want. Kind of edge up the area. And I'm going to start pulling it into a little bit of a swirl, but I'm going to finish that swirl with the round brush after. Get a little bit of color going in there. Touch up that other little spot. Okay, then I'm going to add a little flower, I think, down in this other end. I'll rinse the brush, and I think I'll start with, let's start with the center of the flower. I'm going to go back to the wave. And get kind of an orangey color here, and I'm just going to stipple, just kind of pounce with the tips to create kind of a fuzzy little center for my flower. Pick up a little bit more of the yellow on the corner, and I probably want to add a little white in there too, because I think I'm going to make some yellow petals. So let's get some white in that center also. Just picking up one corner of that wave brush and stippling in the color. Okay, then I can flip the brush around, and no, maybe it's going to be white. I think maybe white petals. Okay, so I'm going to use the angle brush now, and I'm just going to create some little petals coming out from the center. Just kind of pushing up and around. You can just kind of make it up as you go along. But what a fun little thing to paint with your kids or your grandkids. It's a very inexpensive little project to work on. You can do anything you want on it. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the Tango brush. And I'm going to use the round brush to get some little dots at the base of the center. Just scoop some of that paint up and add a little bit coming up into the side there. Okay, and rinse that out. And how about some polka dots on the other side? And then I can finish also getting the, I'm going to do a swirl connecting around. So just use a round brush and the green paint to get kind of a swirl. And all kinds of fun little parts to the design, as much color as you want. And I'll flip to the filbert side, and I'm going to add some polka dots. The filbert is kind of like a flat brush, but it's got rounded corners, so it makes it easier to do rounded areas. Just kind of stagger the dots. And sometimes it's hard to know when to quit because these are just really fun to do. Well, one of the big things now at weddings when they have the dance is they provide flip-flops for the guests. And so you could really have fun painting some unique flip-flops for the guests to wear at the dance, because by then they're usually tired of their high heels. So that's just a quick little project that you can do with the Duets.